Hey guys, Shanty Phillips here with a brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. They're going to go out today, so things came out today, so things are on sale. Now today though, new release-wise, there's a few things coming out. One of the main things releasing today is the film Let Him Go. Also though, the film Host, that one's coming out today. And there are some catalog releases coming out, which I'm not sure if will be in stores or not. Some of the catalog ones is, Small Soldiers is coming out to Blu-ray for the very first time, as well as Mouse Hunt is coming out to Blu-ray for the first time. And also Ladybugs is re-releasing on Blu-ray because that was out of print for like a really long time, and I believe that one is coming out today. When it comes to the catalog titles from Paramount that are coming out though, in 2 weeks though, Good Burger is coming out, and that's one that I really feel like will be in stores. I feel like that'll probably be in like Best Buy, since that movie like has a lot of I feel like that's like probably the one though that will be in stores. I hopefully. So it'll be really cool to see that in stores. But like, I'm definitely interested in seeing though if they do have, any of the other ones, the other catalog ones out today. But other than that though, those are the main things releasing today. But also though, at the end of this video, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews so definitely stay tuned for those. And those are things I got, sent to review and talk about for you guys. But as always too, let me know what you guys thought of the DVDs and Blu-rays that I talked about at the end of this video. If you guys have seen them, what you guys thought of them, and also if you guys plan on picking any of them up. But anyway though, guys, let's get going and see what we can find today.
Into Target we go.
And I also want to let you guys know some really cool news. I just joined the cast of the upcoming horror film called Getaway, which is directed by David Carr, who also directed the film Bloody Summer Camp. This is one, though, I'm really excited about. The movie's Indiegogo campaign just launched today, and it has some, like, day one perks on the film. So, like, it's, like, cheaper prices for the day one perks. So it has, like, you guys can pre-order a DVD copy of the film, pre-order a Blu-ray copy. There's also perks on there for, like, a t-shirt, posters, all kinds of different stuff on there. But the movie, though, stars Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp and Tuesday Night from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. But really, really excited about this one. Should be really cool. But like I said, check out the Indiegogo link below and you guys can find out more about the project and all that kind of stuff. But now I'm going to head into Target. Let's see, fingers crossed, hopefully they have something new out in here today. But this location doesn't usually, but, we'll see, though. You never know.
But taking a look here in the very front, I don't see anything new here. Like they have Batman Soul of the Dragon. That one was out last Tuesday. I believe that was last Tuesday. But other than that, though, like I said, nothing new, differently here. I always check, though, just to see. But certain things have been in here, like I've talked about in the past, for like forever. Like, Gretel and Hansel, that's been here for a really, really long time. Let's see if there's anything else different on the side here. No, like Call of the Wild's been here a long time. But yeah, nothing really, different here. We're headed to this section. I feel like there's probably not going to be much over there since I said there was only going to be really one or two big things that would be out, but we'll still head over there and see what they have, though.
But yeah, though, I actually definitely, spoke too soon, saying that there wasn't going to be anything, new out in there today. They actually had more new things out in there than they had in a really, really long time. So there's like a ton of stuff in here. They had some exclusives, too, that I didn't even know were coming out in there. They had a Do the Right Thing 4K Ultra HD Steelbook, a Target exclusive, and that one was $22.99 for that one. They also had Let Him Go for $19.99 on DVD. It didn't look like they had a Blu-ray of that one. And they also had a movie called Love, Weddings, and Other Disasters, and I believe it was $16.99 for the Blu-ray and $14.99 for the DVD. I don't know anything about that one. If you guys have seen that one, though, let me know how that one was. Also in there, though, they had the movie Wild Thyme. Was it Wild Thyme Moutain? And that one was, I believe, $19.99 for that one. They also had the new Bruce Willis film, Breach. That one was in there. And they also had another Target exclusive steelbook, and that was the 50 Shades of Grey, all the 50 Shades movies on 4K, and a Target exclusive steelbook in there as well. So like I said, it was cool. Like, this is actually the most new things I've seen out in here in a really, probably like months, because like this one doesn't normally have the stuff stocked. But let's see now, this one surprised me today and had all this stuff out. Now let's see about this Walmart, because this Walmart is really like been the worst Walmart of all time for stocking things out. But all the ones in my area have been kind of like that, but we'll see. Let's see if they got the stuff out in there, but fingers crossed.
Into Walmart we go.
But yeah, fingers crossed, hopefully they have out the new stuff in here today. What's is funny though was this past weekend I was in the Redley, California area, which is like Northern California, going
you know, very close to Fresno because I was shooting my stuff for the movie Shadow Marsh. But I went to 2 different Walmarts up there, you know, and it was like amazing for the movie section. Like they had everything new out. All the movies were there. I saw stuff I had never seen any of the stores ever put out in my area. Like they were probably out for like over a month or so. So yeah, but hopefully this stuff's out. We'll see. I don't know. Look, lots of empty spaces. No, but I'm seeing some new things. Oh yeah, so there are some new things. I see, you know, Let 'Em Go here, and that's $22.99. Oh, I know. And they have, you know, the Blu-ray DVD combo is $22.99 for that one. Then it's $17.96 for the DVD of that. Breach, which I thought was kind of interesting to see, like Bruce Wilson, like this kind of like sort of like an alien kind of movie in space and stuff like that. It's one of those things I really just continued watching it just for Bruce Willis's stuff in here. You know, like it was one of those movies where I probably wouldn't have like really liked it as much if it wasn't Bruce Willis. But he's actually in the whole movie. Like it was one of those things where you would think, oh, is he only going to be in it for like maybe 15 minutes? But no, he's actually throughout the entire film. They also have a Wild Thyme Mountain in here. That one is $14.96 for that one. I don't know what this one isn't out. JL Family Ranch 2. I don't know what that one was. I don't know if these were today. I think these might be. These like Elmo's. World Things Elmo Loves. Best of Peppa Pig. These ones are all $9.96. This Ricky Zoom. Ride with Ricky. I don't know how to say this one, Casagrandes. This Nickelodeon series here, and that one is $12.96 for that one here. And this is the one I was mentioning, this Love, Weddings, and Other Disasters. If you guys have seen this one, let me know how this one was. I had not heard much of anything at all about this one, but it's $14.96 for the Blu-ray, $12.96 for the DVD. Other than that, though, they do have some of the stuff that wasn't out the last week in here, though. Like they have Synchronic in here, they have Snowpiercer. So yeah, they finally stocked this section. All these are empty though. Like see these ones, like Twilight Zone. I think these are all older things, like Charlie's Angels, Born a Champion, Rising Hulk. The Facility, that's one of the more newer ones. From the Depths is one of the more newer ones. Let's check over in here too and see if there's, now see there's still a lot of empty spaces here though. Is there anything mixed in? Because sometimes there's like some randomly things mixed in here. Let's see, like see these ones are all like empty, so they're like New Mutants, Yellow Rose. But yeah, it doesn't look like anything else, but at least they had out a lot of the new stuff. I'm still going to probably head to one other Walmart just to see if they have any other different things, but at least though finally I went to one that you know actually had some of the new stuff, because this particular location, it's been a really long time since I've come in here and actually seen some new things on the shelf and everything. So that's good. It's a good sign that at least they're starting to get some of the stuff, but still there's a lot of things that still have to get filled in and everything. And when I was in Fresno though, I saw some random horror movies that were kind of cool that I ended up getting. I can't remember what the one was called now. It was like some kind of like streaming something or something like that came out. I think it actually released today and they put it out by mistake. But there are some like ones too randomly here on the shelf. They're like, we'll put here like I guess people put them back in the wrong spot, like Facility and 12-hour Shift and stuff, but we'll see. Maybe I'll find those other ones at one of the other stores though. Well, I actually looked in here closer and I see some other stuff here. I see like one that looks like a new one, like I know that came out today, Host. And I've noticed, I think that Walmart might be starting to drop some of their prices on some things because it's going to be only $7.99 and normally that would be like $10.99 to like $12.99. So I think they might be dropping their prices on some of their DVDs. I might be wrong about that, but I think they might be. Like I said, if you guys are noticing that too, let me know, because those ones that I randomly found too in the one location, the two horror ones, the one that was brand new was $10 for the Blu-ray, which normally I think would be like $12, and then it was like the DVD was only $5. So like I said, maybe their prices are going down a little bit on some of this stuff. But like I said, now we're going to head to another Walmart and see if maybe they have any of the other stuff out though. But that one movie, Host, that came out today though, I ended up ordering a Blu-ray of that one from Amazon. So that one should be coming today, because that was one of those ones I wasn't sure if it was going to be in stores. I figured the DVD would be, but I wasn't sure about the Blu-ray. And I heard really good things about that. I know that was like a Shudder original one and everything, but like I said, now I'm going to head over to the other Walmart and see if they have any other different things out. And one thing I wanted to show too that is kind of interesting, that Redbox machines now are starting to have some stuff exclusively, like early. So like the Chloe Grace Moritz movie, if you guys want to rent like a physical copy of it, Shadow in the Cloud, you can rent that one already. I'm hoping that the Blu-ray of that comes out soon. Also, this is another one, The Empty Man. It's only available, like it's on streaming and stuff to rent, but then if you want a physical copy, it's only in Redbox. So I'm hoping too that this is one of those ones too that actually gets a release you can buy. If not, you're gonna have to probably come to Redbox machines and buy the DVD later. You know what I mean? Like, or people, something like that. But you know, hopefully, you know, they have that one. Because see, some of these ones they let you buy them. Not always, but every so often. But yeah, it's interesting though. Definitely check Redbox though, because they seem to have exclusive stuff every so often lately now.
And I also want to make sure to mention too, when I was talking about the movie in the beginning of the video, I called it Getaway. It's not called Getaway, it's called Go Away. So I was mixing that all up. So like I said, I just want to make sure to correct that. Like I said, the link is below for it, but it's not called Getaway, it's called Go Away. But my dyslexia in my mind, I'm sure I'm going to mix that up a bunch. But gonna head into this Walmart though, and fingers crossed, hopefully this one has some of the newer stuff out in here, or some of that stuff too that I saw at the other Walmart when I was out in the Fresno area. Maybe they'll have some of that stuff to show you guys too. But in here today though, luckily enough, they had new stuff out, and they put out a bunch of stuff. There was a movie here called Norman, and that was $9.99. I don't know anything about that. If you guys have seen that, let me know. There's a movie here called The Keeper for $9.99. The Blu-ray DVD combo of Norman is $14.99. There's a movie called JL Family Ranch. That one is $9.99 for that one. There's a movie here called Lured. And that one is $9.99. There's also a movie called The Wolf Pack for $9.99, a movie called Followed. And I ended up buying this one when I was up in the Fresno area. So I already bought that one, and it only came up $5 when I got it for some reason. Sky Sharks, that released today, and that one is $9.96 for that one. That's like a crazy, really fun film. Also, though, this one was like a real pain to put back. I was having a lot of problems in there. So that's one thing about these things, is it's really tough to put them back. I don't know what it is with those springs. Also, though, The Day of the Living Dead, that released today, a Thomas Churchill film. That's $9.99 for the DVD, $14.96 for the Blu-ray. Also, though, I did see a couple other things on the side over here that they didn't have in the first Walmart. They did have Host, and it was only $7.99, which is a really good price for a brand new movie, only $7.99 for the DVD. I didn't see any of the Blu-ray copies, though. They also had a movie down here called Survival Games, and that one was $9.96 for that one as well. But really glad to see finally, you know, they had new stuff out, because I hadn't seen this location have anything new in a really, really long time. But in the actual section here, though, I didn't see anything else different here, though. It seemed to be all the same stuff for the most part.
And in here, though, they have the whole standee out for the Lady Gaga Oreos. So they're $3. And I actually ended up finding these ones already. And I want to say thanks so much for all of you guys who are messaging me, you know, telling me where you were seeing these and where you ended up finding them and everything. I found the small packet. They have like a small packet one. It's in like a white container. Those ones were $1, and I found those ones at the Dollar Tree. And a lot of you guys were telling me that's where you were seeing them. And then these ones were from a market. We found these at a market, at Stater Brothers Market. But now they have the whole standee out for all of them here. Here's just the generic ones. But yeah, like I said, guys, thanks so much though for all the people who are messaging me, you know, telling me where you were finding them and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a cool package on it. And see, what's different is it's the same like flavored Oreos, but they're like green stuff inside of them and everything. But yeah, definitely cool. Like I said, they must have just put these ones out at this location, because it's totally full up for them, and they're on sale $3. So yeah, at least though I finally spotted because I never actually spotted these ones in person. My dad ended up finding them at the market, and only ones I spotted was the small Dollar Tree ones. But now I've seen them though, so I don't know what the next big item is going to be to hunt for. But at least, you know, we found them though. And like I said, thanks again for all the messages about where you guys were finding them.
Yeah, but at least, you know, everywhere has been really good with having out the new stuff. No, but sorry though, I had to, you know, do the narration at home over the stuff in there, because they were blasting music and everything in there. But what's funny though was the prices though that I got the ones for, the ones that I was showing in there, I said it was $5 and then the one was $10. I have no idea why those came up, those prices in the Walmart in the Fresno area. I don't know if maybe they were put out by mistake early and then they came up by the wrong price. I have no idea. I just scanned them at the self-checkout and that's what those were. But I ended up getting though the other movie in there called Lured.
This one looked kind of interesting. It was another one of the ones that I didn't remember seeing though when I got the other two ones in there. But like I said, glad this stuff was out in there. And the host one was $7.99. So like I said, it seems like maybe some things are a little cheaper, because that one normally I believe would be at least $9.99 or so for that one. But really cool they have that in there. We'll have to see though if in Best Buy they carry the Blu-ray of that one or not. But like I said, I did end up ordering that one off of, you know, Amazon, so that one should be coming. But we're gonna head into Best Buy. So into Best Buy we go.
But in here though, on the front of the store, the only thing new I saw in the very front was the film Let Him Go, and that one was $22.99 for the Blu-ray. Heading over to the actual section though, I saw they were kind of changing things around and moving some movies and stuff like that, like I guess taking some stuff out and putting some new stuff in. But they also had in this section though, they had the film Tesla, and that one was $16.99. They also had a 7-film collection of Spike Lee films, so this was really cool. It was only $19.99 for this edition here. It doesn't look like there's going to be a Blu-ray edition of this, but still cool for all those ones together for only $19.99. Other than that though, some of the other things I saw was they do carry Breach as well, and that one was $12.99 for that one. And that wasn't like an amazing film, but I still did like it. And then they had Southland Tales, so that was really cool to see an Arrow Video one in here for $19.99.
So in there though, guys, that was off my DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video. And yeah, in there though, they were like blasting music as well. So today's the day of like having to narrate over stuff and everything. But at least everywhere has, for the most part, had pretty much everything out. They didn't have Host in there on Blu-ray, but I don't know for sure though if they're going to carry the Blu-ray or not of that one. They usually have a lot of the Shudder releases, the Blu-ray versions, but I don't know for sure on that one. But like I always say though, if you guys enjoy these shopping videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Also leave me comments below and let me know what you guys thought of the DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks that I reviewed at the end of this video. You know, what you guys thought of them, if you guys have seen them. Also, if you guys plan on picking any of them up. And also, too, let me know as well any new things, new TV shows or movies that you guys have been checking out on streaming or anything like that lately as well. So let me know that as well. But anyway, though, guys, like I always say, thanks again for watching and subscribing. Now stay tuned, as I'm flying by on a bike, but now stay tuned for the brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews.
And the first one I got here is from Universal, and this is one I was really excited to check out. This is from director Christopher Landon, who directed the Happy Death Day films, which I absolutely love those films. He also directed Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, which is a really, really fun movie. So I always like his movies. He does a lot of like horror comedies and stuff like that. It's a movie here called Freaky, which stars Vince Vaughn and Kathryn Newton. And like I said, this is one I was really looking forward to seeing. And it's a body swap horror film. So it's like a Freaky Friday kind of movie, or a movie like The Hot Chick, where, you know, it's like switching bodies. And it, you know, and it really, really works for this film. And it's basically, though, about, you know, Vince Vaughn's character, who is he plays this serial killer who's going around killing all these teenagers, and the cops are trying to find him. And it stars, and it's, you know, Kathryn Newton's character, whose sister, you know, is a cop, and like, you know, she gets wind, the sister, about this, you know, this killer going around. So she's like, be very careful when you go out at night. Just be, you know, make sure your friends are around and stuff like that, since this guy is out there and we're trying to find him and everything. But what ends up happening in the beginning of the movie, though, is Vince Vaughn, the serial killer character, ends up stealing this knife, which is like this cursed knife. And what ends up happening, though, is, of course, though, you know, Kathryn Newton's character is at the football game because she was a cheerleader there, and, you know, her mother is late picking her up, and then, of course, Vince Vaughn, his character, is there, and he ends up chasing her through the field, and he ends up stabbing her in the shoulder with the knife, and it's, like I said, it's a cursed knife. So then, you know, the sister, though, ends up getting there, scaring Vince Vaughn away. He gets away. The very next morning, though, when they wake up, they've swapped bodies. So she's now in Vince Vaughn's body, you know, in the middle of this, like, because he's like a serial killer hiding out and like squatting in this weird abandoned building, and then, you know, he wakes up in her body, and it's, of course, so you know this is a bad thing, because now Vince Vaughn is her, and he's gonna, you know, she's gonna be going, he's gonna be going as her, you know, to the school, and basically she's going and killing off students and stuff like that. It goes in this crazy direction, and then, of course, now she's in Vince Vaughn's body, trying to, you know, get back to, you know, tell her friends what had happened, and it's kind of like in the movie Big, you know what I mean, where it's like explained to them, and they're like, oh, I'm not believing, and all that kind of stuff. And that's basically what it is, and they have to try and figure out how they're going to swap back, you know. And it's a really, really fun movie. It's one that you guys 100% have got to check out. Really, really fun. Like, really like this one a lot. On here, though, this feature-wise, it has deleted scenes on here, as well as some featurettes on here on the film. It also has on here a commentary track as well. But like I said, really fun movie here. The next one here is from Universal as well. This is a movie which stars Kevin Costner and Diane Lane, called Let Him Go. this is basically, though, about, in the beginning of the movie, Kevin Costner and Diane Lane's, son had recently, gotten married, and he had just had a child with his wife. In the beginning of the movie, though, he's like out with his horses, and because they live on this farm out in Montana. And this is like set, I think, in like the '60s. I think it was set. And basically, though, there's an accident, and he ends up dying. And then it ends up being, I think it was like 3 years later, because basically, though, now the husband's wife, and they have their grandson. The husband's wife now, she's now getting remarried. So they basically are still in her life, though, Diane Lane and Kevin Costner, because that's their grandson and everything from her and everything. So they're kind of around there all the time, and they meet the brand new husband. They're there at the wedding, at the courthouse, and everything. And immediately, right after they get married, though, Diane Lane is like driving through the city just to driving to the town just to go and get food and stuff like that, and she sees him beating up on her and hurting the grandson and hitting him and everything like that, and she's just like, oh, okay. She knows that this guy is probably not great. And then the very next day she goes to see them where they're staying, and they're vanished. They're totally gone from the apartment. She's trying to figure out where they are. She's talking to the woman who's downstairs saying, oh yeah, they moved away, they left, they're gone. And so it's basically, though, both of Kevin Costner and Diane Lane going and trying to figure out exactly where they've gone, because they want to make sure that the grandson is safe, and they're coming to find out as this goes along that the person that she got married to is not a great guy, and comes from this family, and it becomes this whole big thing, and it's a whole big movie about trying to find where they are, and all kind of conflicts and stuff that happen along the way. But this has on here, though, feature-wise, this has the making of Let Him Go on here, on this one here as well. It also has some featurettes, but a really interesting, thriller, drama thriller film. Like I said, this one here is called Let Him Go. And the next one I got here is from Universal as well. It's a movie here called Wild Mountain Thyme, and this one stars Emily Blunt, Jamie Dornan, John Hamm, and Christopher Walken. And this is from the director who also did the film Doubt, and he also directed Joe versus the Volcano, and wrote the movie Moonstruck. This movie kind of has like a similar interaction to the Jamie Dornan's character and Emily Blunt, to the Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks' characters in Joe vs. Volcano. Like I said, it has a similar kind of vibe to that one, just with like the humor a little bit. And it's basically, though, about Emily Blunt, her character always has really liked Jamie Dornan. She's basically always been kind of like dropping hints to him, and kind of like making it kind of known, and he's never never really done anything, and kind of acts oblivious to the whole thing, because he always sees himself as somebody that he doesn't see has the ability for anyone to love him, and he doesn't see himself as having a lot of value to anyone, and just like kind of the way he sees himself and everything. And Christopher Walken plays his father, and his character is sick, and he's getting ready to the point where he's going to figure out what he's going to do with this farm and everything, and he doesn't think that his son can take over, because he doesn't seem like he can handle himself, and he doesn't seem to, just has a lot of just the way he kind of acts and everything. And it's basically, though, about him trying to figure out how he's going to prove to his father that he can take responsibility, try to kind of be more grown up, and then at the same time is like, is he going to have the confidence to actually finally, maybe go out with Emily Blunt and everything. It's a really well done character piece film here, really fun movie. Like I said, this is called Wild Mountain Thyme. The next ones here are all from Paramount, and these first two here are both from the Paramount Presents line, and I really love this line, like the way these are designed and everything. And it's the Cameron Crowe film Elizabethtown and Love Story. Elizabethtown is one that I always loved. I remember seeing this one in theaters. The one actor too who was, and I always remember I really loved that he was in this, who was in the Ernest films, has a part in here. He was like, he played, I think it was it Chuck, I believe? He was in like Ernest Goes to Jail as the cop there, that the security guards that Ernest was friends with. He was the heavy guy, and he was in a bunch of different Ernest movies. So I always was a huge fan of that guy, especially because I grew up loving the Ernest films. So I always thought it was so cool seeing him in this movie. And he was in a bunch of other films as well, but I think he retired after this film, I believe. But this is directed by Cameron Crowe, who did Almost Famous, and he did High Fidelity, I believe, and a handful of movies. I always have liked his films, but this movie is one I especially like. This is probably my favorite of the Cameron Crowe movies. I just love the story to it, and it stars, this is Kirsten Dunst, Alec Baldwin is in the film, Susan Sarandon, Orlando Bloom, and it's basically though about it starts off with Orlando Bloom in the beginning of the movie, and he works at his company, and something had gone really wrong, and there's all this money that's being lost, and it's kind of the blame is being on him because of it's basically all being blamed onto him, and he ends up losing his job, and he gets like really depressed, and he's like thinking about taking his own life, and he's just in a really bad way, and then he gets a call and finds out that his father had passed away, and he passed away in Elizabethtown, because that was like where he was from, and he always planned to go and like to see this area with his father, and he never got to. So now his father is there, and he's passed away. So he basically has to go there, to get everything, to put everything together and everything since he passed away. But along the way, he meets at the on the plane Kirsten Dunst's character, and it's basically though like them becoming friends and her kind of coming along with him to the town and everything. It's a really well done movie, and it's basically just about like dealing with loss and things in your life not going great and everything. But it's a really well done movie. But on here though, this has feature wise, it has a new filmmaker focus, Cameron Crowe in Elizabethtown. It has deleted and extended scenes on here. It has a bunch of different featurettes. It has the music of Elizabethtown, Training Wheels featurette, photo gallery. It has trailers and TV spots on here. But what's really cool too is the way Paramount designs these is they open up like this. So inside it has the original poster artwork. This is one I always remember, this image. And then also in here, then inside, it has a different artwork inside. And then it always has too a quote. Like this has a quote on here from director Cameron Crowe about the film. Has an ad in here for other Paramount Presents lines, and also it has a digital copy of the film as well. The other one here from the Paramount Presents line, like I said, this is one I want you guys to know is available. And also, too, on the side of them, they all have numbers. So this one here says number 14, this one here says number 15, and this one here is the movie Love Story. And like I said, this one here opens up like this. Like I said, they always have the original poster artwork inside, which is cool. Like I said, I really love the way these are designed here. And this one also includes a digital copy of the film as well. And this one has on here, though, feature-wise, it has filmmaker focus, Leonard Maltin on Love Story. It has TCM introduction by Ben Mankiewicz, commentary with the director on here, Love Story, a classic remembered, as well as the theatrical trailer on this one as well. And here's a look, though, inside for this one. And then it also has a digital copy, and this one has a quote in here from Leonard Maltin in here. But really cool releases here. Like I said, I love the way these ones are designed. And the last one from Paramount, and this is a movie which I believe this was a Netflix film originally, is where it was seen originally. And it's really amazing animation in this one. It has like two different styles of like the animation. It like a really different one when it's like the Little Prince segment, which is like just really amazing. And it's the movie here, A Little Prince. And this one, this has great actors in here doing the voice work. It has like Jeff Bridges in here, Rachel McAdams, Bud Cort, Paul Rudd, Benicio del Toro, James Franco, Ricky Gervais, Paul Giamatti, Albert Brooks, Mackenzie Foy, so lots and lots of great voice actors in this, and it's basically the story of the Little Prince, and it's about this girl though, and it's like her, her mother is real like serious and really wants her to like prepare for like the adult world, and doesn't want her to be acting like a kid, and wants her to focus on her education and focus on just becoming an adult, all that kind of stuff. And she really doesn't want to really grow up yet, and all that kind of stuff. And the neighbor is this guy who's like this old man that she meets, who's like this aviator kind of guy, who has this plane and everything. And basically, he's somebody who goes out and like explored the world, and he kind of tells these stories, and he tells her the story of the Little Prince, and that's kind of how it tells the story. And it's kind of about her, her imagination from hearing these stories and stuff like that. It's really well done. Like I said, really well animated here. On here though, this has the making of the Little Prince, as well as it has on here a music video as well. And the next one I got here is from Screen Media, and it's a movie here called The Clearing. This is a really cool zombie film. It was basically, though, about this guy who goes, camping out in the woods with his daughter. And, like, at the beginning of the movie, though, his wife is saying, oh, you're going to take, our daughter out camping and everything. And he's like, oh, I could do it maybe next week. I have plans with my friends. We're going to, play poker and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, she really wants to go, and she's looking forward to this and everything. And he's like, okay, all right, I'll go. And basically, though, the daughter heard this conversation. So right when they get out to the woods and everything, she's kind of in a bad mood and doesn't really want to be out there and everything. But at the very beginning of this movie, though, you see it starts, though, with a guy out in an RV, and you see like all these these zombies running towards the RV, and like something bad is happening. So it's one of those movies too where you find out more about it all as it goes along. So essentially, though, it's about them going out there camping, and then all of a sudden it's like something happens, and there ends up being, this horde of all these zombies like racing at the RV when they're out there camping, and they basically have to, he yells to the daughter to run away, so she runs out into the middle of the woods, and he goes and hides in the RV, and he's basically trying to figure out exactly how he's going to get to her, but he doesn't know what he's going to do because the whole RV is surrounded with these zombies everywhere, and he has to try and figure out if there's a way that he can get away, and he's also worried, is his daughter okay? And that's basically what it is him kind of trapped in there trying to figure out different ways to get away and what he's going to do. But like I said, this is actually really effective, and there was some really, really cool stuff in this one. Like I said, this one here is called The Clearing. The next one here, this is from, Epic Pictures, from Epic Pictures, and this is from their Dread Presents line. And they sent over, too, this cool promo item for the movie, which is like a little flashlight that says La Casa on here, the house on here. But it's a movie here, like I said, called La Casa, and this is it's an interesting the way this is done. It's basically done, like in one long continuous take, like the way it's done, because it's like in real time the way that it's done. I don't know if it was actually all really shot through full real time or not, but it's basically though about there was this abandoned house, and there this police officer guy had got a call that something had gone on in there, and that they heard noises and stuff like that. So he basically goes in there to investigate into the house. But like I said, it's all done from him getting the call, going into the house, and it's all one long take. It's kind of like I think that one movie called Silent House. Was that what it was called? I think it was with Elizabeth Olsen. That was kind of in a house in one take like that. But this is kind of like the movie Wreck a little bit. All those kind of things. Like a haunted house movie, but done in one take. It's a really interesting way it was done. On here, though, it has a making of featurette, has an interview, trailers, deleted scenes on this one here, and it has the original Spanish language audio, as well as English subtitles and Spanish subtitles on this one. But like I said, this one here is called La Casa. The next one here, and this is from Kino Larber. It's a movie here called Survival Skills. And this was interesting, the way this was done, because this was made to look like, this stars... Stacy Keach is the narrator in the movie, but it's it's basically though done like an old 80s training film for cops. So it was basically like you're watching a training film that kind of has all this crazy stuff going on. So it starts with Stacy Keach going, "Oh, so you want to get in the law enforcement field," and talking about that, and it's following around this one guy who's his first day as a cop. And it's kind of done through all the training processes and the arrests, and then and it's about him doing things wrong and getting obsessed with a certain person, that something had happened to her, and he kind of follows up too much, and it's all these kind of things, these weird type of things, and the training goes really weird, and it just has all these strange, odd. It's really peculiar. It's kind of there was a movie called, I think it was called Reality. The director did, I can't remember what else he did, but he did a couple other movies. There was a movie called Reality, but this movie kind of felt in that kind of vibe. But what was cool though was, they shot this on, so I watched the how they did getting the VHS look, because it has a VHS look throughout the whole movie. They shot this on the Alexa camera, which is the best camera you can use. So it's kind of funny that they used that camera, because I was it would be probably easier and cheaper just to use a VHS camera, but they actually used the top of the line, the top camera you can get to shoot this. But then they took it and then edited it and then dumbed it down on videotape, and then the director was showing how he was taking magnets and holding them to the VCR when he was editing it, and making it so it had static, and he would pull on the film to make it have scratches, and it was a really interesting technique the way the whole thing was done. But on here though, like I said, it has a featurette on here, getting how to get the VHS look. It has a survivor skills short film, training videos, and a trailer on this one. But a really fun, like I said, kind of Tim and Eric-y, kind of wacky kind of movie here. And the next ones here are all from moviezing.com, and I have a link below where you guys can order these ones for the best price. And this one here is also from Gunpowder and Sky. It's a movie here called Rock Steady Row. This is a really interesting movie. This has in here too, I always forget his name. The character actor who was in always played principals and stuff like that. He even plays the principal in this film, Larry something or other. And he was also in the Night Professor films and so many different films throughout the years. But he's in here. But the movie, like I said, is called Rock Steady Row, and it's basically though kind of set in a Mad Max style world at this college, where something has happened in the world, and colleges have also really changed the way that they're run, and they're kind of it's like really hard to get into them, and they're not like together, and they're like I said, they're on like these campuses that are like sort of like Mad Max style, and it's like in these kind of abandoned buildings that it's set in, these like sort of rundown buildings. And basically though, about this kid who's coming into college for the first day, you know, going to look at where he's going to be living and everything. And basically though, this guy's like, oh, can I check out your bike? And he wants to like use his bike, and basically the guy's bike gets stolen, and the guy's now trying to get his bike back, and the principal is saying, oh, the dean of the school is saying, oh yeah, this is like basically I can give you some money for a new bike. And because basically at this college they have two different like fraternities that are kind of rivals with each other. They have all these different problems and issues, and they kind of what they use is like the biggest, most valuable thing on the campus is bikes. So they're always stealing each other's bikes, and they have like these big bike fairs when they can get more bikes. It's like this whole thing. It's almost like money to them is these bikes, and that's basically what it is. It's an interesting kind of movie about him trying to get his bike back. It was making me think a little bit of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, like this guy just like obsessed with getting his bike back. It had to be his bike. The next one here, this is from Film Buff, and it's a movie here called, and this is also from MovieZing.com, and it's called Devil in My Ride. And I believe this movie was from originally from 2012, I believe is when this was from, because it has in here too a cameo from Sid Haig, and it's basically though about this couple who are getting married, and like the guy's talking to his girlfriend right before they get married, and they're like days out from getting married, and basically talking about how he's never met her brother and everything, and she's like, well, he is coming into town, and he's finally coming for this wedding. And you cut to the brother though, and he's getting like this gift for her, and basically he ends up with this locket, which is like this cursed like locket medallion thing that I don't want to ruin how he acquires the thing, but basically though he gets this locket and gives it to his sister on her wedding day, and then basically she wears it and it possesses her, so she goes crazy, and the whole thing at the wedding goes crazy. And it's basically he has to try and with his friend figure out exactly how he's going to fix his sister and get his sister back, and what he's going to do. And Sid Haig is telling them that she's cursed, and you have to find this priest that knows the way to get the curse off and get rid of the cursed possession that's happened to her. And basically he's like, oh, the only way to do it is to find this priest, and he is in Vegas, and he's like this homeless guy, and you have to find him. So it's basically them going on this crazy journey to find this priest and everything. It's actually a really fun movie. Like I said, this one here is called Devil in My Ride. And the other one here is from MovieZing.com as well. It's a movie here called Curse of Aurora. I believe that's how you say it, Curse of Aurora. But like I said, Curse of Aurora. I'm probably saying that wrong. But this one here it's an interesting movie. It's basically though this guy he does like videos like unboxing things and stuff like that, and he gets sent this thing, and it's kind of called like a dark web like mystery box type thing, and inside of it is this flash drive. And so putting in the flash drive, and ends up being like this, like found footage type stuff of this guy going to do this exorcism and everything. And it's kind of like it's basically where like this farm where someone had died there in the past, and like it had a lot of bad things that happened there. So these people kind of go there to do a video about it and to kind of like do an exorcism there. And it's one of those things where it all goes like terribly wrong, and it's basically like this is like really bad like footage, and they basically like this guy is the only person that has this stuff, because it was sent to his, like P.O. box to like do an unboxing. It's an interesting movie. It's a pretty cool movie. Like I said, this one here is called Curse of Aurora. And the next one I got here is from Cape Light Pictures and MPI. It's a movie here called Sky Sharks. This is a really fun movie. It's like It's basically though about like these weaponized like zombie-esque kind of sharks. That's basically like these Nazis like that are zombie Nazis that are alive, and they like weaponize these sharks, and they're using them as weapons. They're like flying through like flying in the sky and everything, and attacking people. And it starts off in the very beginning with people who are like on an airplane, and it's kind of like the Twilight Zone. Like somebody looks out the window and sees like this crazed sharks and stuff like flying around with zombies, zombie like Nazis like riding them and everything. It's like really crazy stuff, and it's basically though about people who are trying to stop them, trying to figure out how they're going to stop these Nazis and everything. And there's all sorts of cameos in this movie. There's so many people in here. It has like Tony Todd in the movie. It has Amanda Bearse course, who was Miss Jefferson Darcy in, Married with Children. So it was cool to see her in here. Robert Lasardo is in the movie, and it was cool. I just got to recently work with Robert Lasardo on the Night of the Tommyknockers movie. He's a really, really cool guy. But this is a really, really fun movie. Like I said, it's just like killer sharks flying around with created by these Nazis, and they're trying to stop them and everything, and the soldiers are trying to stop them, and it's just a crazy, crazy, really fun movie. The next ones here are from Wild Eye Releasing, and this is a movie here called The Death Pledge. And this one is basically, though, about like it's a whole group of like this whole college, and like all the fraternities and sororities, like a bunch of different groups of them are all going together to go and like see this burial ground where it was like people who came over from Africa and stuff like that. They were like slaves and things like that had died, were buried there. So it was like a burial ground for like people that came from Africa that were slaves and things like that. And basically, though, they go there to kind of like they're kind of as I think it was like a school thing where they had to go and like kind of explore it and like write down the names of people that had died there and try and find certain people's where their graves are and things like that. But of course, though, they find out about like this legend of something that had happened there, like this character with this mask. And basically, though, they get there and are starting to get killed off and stuff like that. It's actually a really fun movie. Like I said, this here is called The Death Pledge. The other one here from Wada Releasing is a movie here called God Forsaken. And this one is basically, though, about like the idea is like it was like I think it was every Halloween. It was like the devil like sends people to Earth it's basically like demons and stuff like that to kind of like corrupt people or to kind of get victims or to have bad things happen and things like that, just to kind of cause lots of troubles. And basically, though, the one year you kind of show people dying or bad certain things happening. Like, oh, this Halloween something bad happened. This Halloween something happened. Now it's like the current Halloween and something bad's going to happen because it's about like, the basically people dying off and stuff like that. It's a little hard to explain, but that's basically what it is. Is it like every single Halloween, something bad is going to happen, and this is like following the new group of people that the bad stuff is going to happen to here. The next one here is from Wild Eye as well. It's a movie here called Dark Show, and this one here is kind of, it says on here, B-movie, low budget fun, interesting premise, comparison as above, so below, Wreck, The Descent, Cloverfield, and The Blair Witch, and it definitely has like an as above, so below kind of feel, because it's like this underground kind of weird thing that they wander into, because it's about like this show where they have like, it's like an extreme sports type show where they have like people come on and they do challenges and all these type of things, and like the challenges get crazier as they go along, kind of like Fear Factor kind of thing, that type of a thing. And the show, though, has kind of gotten stale, and the producer is saying, we got to find like somebody who's more of a celebrity, or we got to find like an actor, like and they're saying, oh, we should get a French actor, let's get a French actor. So they find this guy that they audition, and they tell him about the show and everything and how they're going to make it really extreme and all that kind of stuff. So they basically starts off as like him doing all these different types of challenges. Then it ends up being one of them when they're going through the woods, and they kind of come across these catacombs type things, and of course they go into them, and that's where all the crazy stuff happens with what's in there, and it has like a Descent kind of vibe, as above so below kind of feel to that one. But like I said, this one here is called Dark Show. And the last one from Wild Eye is a movie here called Suicide Club. And this one here is basically, though, about like this woman who is like she comes across this like kind of like about this site where it says like, if you end up asking this, like it's like a thing where like you ask this thing, you write in the person you want the thing to kill, and it's like a thing that people are going, oh, like a trending type thing, write the thing in there, the person will get killed. And she's like looking at it and like, oh, I don't know if I really want to do that, and it doesn't do it. And it's basically like, if you don't do this, someone comes after you to kill you. So it's kind of like you have to put a name in there and all this kind of stuff. And it's basically like, but then it's like saying that, it makes you have to do certain things, and then like the people are coming after her, and it becomes this whole nightmare of a situation here. It was actually a really cool movie. This one, like I said, this is called Suicide Club. And the last one here, this is one that I just want to let you guys know was available. This is from Cult Epics, and this is from the director who did, Emmanuel from 1974, the French Emmanuel film, as well as the Story of O in 1975. And this one here stars, Klaus Kinski is in the movie, and it's called Madame Claude. here, like I said, just want to let you guys know that this one was available, but this one has on here, though, feature-wise, it has a brand new 4K transfer here, 4K HD transfer, supervised by the cinematographer on here. It has a commentary track on here by Jeremy Ritchie, author of the upcoming book, Sylvia Christel, From Emmanuel to Chabrol, as was an interview with just Jakin in 2020, vintage French trailer, promotional gallery, as well as Cult Epics trailers. And it has on here, though, the both options. It has the English and French language version of the film on here as well. But anyway, though, guys, that was all for the review portion of this video. Like I always say, if you guys enjoy these videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later.